Good morning, it's Mrs. Hanley, 30 seconds later. All right, this is Descriptive Statistics. I didn't write the title. We are using the Skills Practice Worksheet from Moodle. We are not going to do 4 and 5. And I can't remember what the numbers are on your homework practice worksheet. Whatever they are that say box and whisker or a box plot, don't do those. Those are not part of our standards, so we're not going to do them. So it's 4 or 5 on the skills practice. It might be, I think there's 3 of them on your homework practice worksheet. You're just going to do the ones where we find mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, so we're just doing number 1. This should be flat out review. And if I don't explain it well enough, you can find it everywhere on the internet, how to find mean, median, mode, and range. So for review, mean is the same thing as average. To find the average, you add up all the numbers, add all data, and then divide. Good morning, Joby. By how many data there are. Because each number is a piece of data. Okay, so we're going to add these up. I'm going to use my calculator. I'm not going to write them all down and add by hand. You guys know you can use calculators. So I'm going to add them up. 21 plus 24 plus 14 plus 0. I'm even putting 0 in there. Plus 16 plus 21 plus 28 plus 6 plus 20. That way I don't lose my spot. And I get 150. That's my total. That's not my average. Your average can never be smaller than your smallest number, which is 0, or bigger than your biggest number, which is 28. So I know that my mean has to be between 0 and 28. So then the next step is to divide by how many we have. And you have to count 0. 1, because that was a game. They didn't score anything that game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I write them all down? I thought I counted 10. 21, 24, 14. I am. I'm missing a 14. See, and this is why you double check your work. There was another 14 in here. Okay, so now I have to take my 150 and I have to add 14 and I get 164. I pre-counted before the video and knew that there were 10 pieces of data. So now I'm going to divide 164 divided by 10 and I get 16.4. If you only get 1 or 2 decimal places, use them all. If it tends to be rather long and takes up your whole calculator, then you can round to 2 decimal places. So my mean is 16.4. This means if I took all the points for the whole season and evened them out for each game, every game would have 16.4 points. That's what an average is, if you took everything and you evened it out. Okay? So every game was the same. My median, this is so. I'm going to put average here, just to refresh your memory. My median is the middle number. Now, there's something you have to do first. And if we were in class, most of you hopefully would know that we have to put this in order before we can find our median. It is not in order. And I don't care if you write them down or across, but they have to either be in order, least to greatest or greatest to least. We're going to do least to greatest. And how I do it is I cross them off once I use it. Then 6, then the 2 14s, and yes, you have to write them both down, and then the 16, and then 20, and then I have 2 21s, and then 24 and 25. 28, and I know it's at the very bottom. Okay, so now to find the middle number, there are several different ways, okay? You can, I like this way, cross off, one from the top, one from the bottom, one from the top, one from the bottom, one from the top, one from the bottom, one from the top, one from the bottom. And you keep going until you get one or two numbers in the middle. If you have one number, that's easy. That is your median. That's your middle number. But if you have two like we do, now we have to find what number comes exactly between 16 and 20. And the easiest way to do that is to find the average. So we're going to do 16 plus 20 equals 36. And then we're going to divide 36 divided by 2, because that's all I added, is 18. So 18 is my median. That is the number that falls between 16 and 20. It's easy to see with 16 and 20, not so easy to see with bigger numbers. Okay? So hopefully this is all reminders and refreshers. And mode. Mode is the one that appears most often. Okay, so what numbers appear most often? We have two 14s and we had two 21s. If we look in our list, it's much easier to see when it's in the least to greatest list. They are both your mode, 14 and 21. They both appear the same amount. Now, oh, it's nap time for Joby now. I told you she was cute. Now, if there was one of every number or two of every number, then you would put none. Do not put 0, because then you're saying 0 appears most often. So be careful with that. But if there are two exactly the same, you put them both. And the range is the difference between the greatest and the least. So you take your smallest number and your biggest number and you subtract. Again, you have your least to greatest list, so just look over here. So we have 28 as our biggest number, minus 0 equals 28. So 28 is my range. I have 28 numbers in between the smallest and greatest pieces of data. Okay, so again, on your homework worksheet, do not do the box and whisker stuff. Just do the ones that ask for mean, median, mode, and range. All right, have a good day. Only one more week left. Go Tigers.